One of the best parts of the NHL's GM of the Year award is they let it out at a certain time of year where you can kind of see how the teams those people have put together are doing. Marc Bergevin, when he was making all his offseason moves, looked like a team that was built to succeed in the playoffs, and it sure is shaping up like that. What do you think was his best move?
Well, you could look at Joel Edmondson, who was one of the leaders in plus-minus in the league. He's been steady Eddie for the Canadiens. You could look at Jake Allen. Would Carey Price be playing as well as he is in these playoffs without the rest that Jake Allen afforded him and the job that he did to get them here? You could look at Josh Anderson. He's done a great job for a lot of this season, a freight train of a player, the type that they haven't had in a long time. But I'm looking at Tyler Toffoli. This guy was 7th in the NHL in scoring this year, 28 goals, pretty much the best season he's ever had in the NHL, and look at what he's doing in these playoffs. 8 straight games with a point, 10 points. The guy has been unbelievable. He scores the big goals, the tying goals, the winning goals, and he just seems to be involved in the action. Look at that defensive play he made in Game 2 to get Montreal back to 1-1 in this series.
Being involved in the action, that would entirely describe a player like Corey Perry, who you didn't talk about, an under-the-radar signing. What has he meant to this team?
Everything. And here's a guy that left his wife and his child at home, a guy who has won absolutely everything there is to win just to pursue another Stanley Cup with his childhood team, the team that he believes gave him the best opportunity to win. They gave him an opportunity. He packed up his car, left immediately from London, arrived in Montreal. He's been here by himself the entire time, and he is fueling this run for the Canadiens. Look at how involved he is all over the ice. He's got 8 points in these playoffs. He's been remarkable.
If you're Marc Bergevin, I'm sure you're enjoying the moment, but looking down the pipe a little bit, he's going to have to deal with Phillip Danault. What's the importance of that contract and what Phillip Danault can do in this series?
Well, I think what Phillip Danault has proven is that he's extremely important to the Canadiens, and with the possibility that Chandler Stevenson might not be there for Vegas in Game 3, who knows about Game 4, that could change the matchup situation. It could make Danault's job a little bit easier. I don't know if he'd have to face Stone and Pacioretty's line with whoever ends up being at center, or the William Karlsson-Marchessault connection. Either way, Danault has proven he is up to the task of facing the top players, and with the Canadiens owning the matchups on home ice, that makes his job a little bit easier.
You talked about the Canadiens owning the matchup. They own home ice advantages. They returned here to Montreal, and yes, it's not going to be like the 18,000 fans or so that we saw in Vegas, but I was here for that last round. 2,500 fans in Montreal made a lot of noise with 3,500 coming